Good evening, Rockets fans. Last night we did have a bad loss against our divisional rivals, our rivals in the standings. We are all the much more closer after tonight's loss. We got to do better. But we do have a special side note today we will get into a little later. But let's break down the game. In the first quarter, we started off hot. Shout out to Şengün, by the way, for the All-Star nod. Very first All-Star appearance. May it be years and years and years that you're able to do this, right? And that comes with getting high in the standings. That comes with wins. So we should have had two players in, but you know, the kings of the league are still in place, so to speak. So it happened to the best of us. You know, you got to make sure that LeBron gets in every year. You got to make sure that the generational talents get in every single time. So, you know, you just got to pay your respects. But if you're consistently great over a long period of time, don't worry, you'll be there sooner rather than later. In the first quarter, Cam Whitmore, man, with a heck of a highlight, as you're gonna see here. They call him Mr. Per 36, and that's because for whatever amount of time that he's in, he's always gonna give you something to look back on and say, man, that guy right there wearing that 7 jersey can definitely play. And here's one of the plays right here. And then the next time down with a great assist. That just goes to show you that he's working on his playmaking ability. So shout out to Mr. Per 36. In the second quarter, we went scoreless for 4 minutes. Again, we have to limit the amount of times that we go in scoreless throughout the game. We went scoreless in the second quarter, and we went scoreless in the fourth quarter. And in turn, the Grizzlies went on runs, and they were able to get back into the game. And this is why we lose. We have great spurts, and then we just go ice cold. When we go ice cold, we got to get the ball to the vets. We got to get the ball to the Fred VanVleets of the world. Let them slow it down. Let us be able to make sound decisions and stop rushing into things. We had way too many missed layups, by the way. Amen Thompson, I'm talking to you. Too many missed layups, bro. Too many missed layups. Yeah. We got to do better. This was a very sloppy game. But we went scoreless for 4 minutes until this shot by Jalen Green. Very timely bucket. And that's your role on the team, man, is to use your talents to get us out of slumps. But even the great ones go cold sometimes. And Jalen, it just so happened that it was the perfect storm for us to get cold. But in this instance, you did stop this run. So shout out to you. I just understand that you can't do it every single time. But the savvy vets that we do have in Fred VanVleet will be able to get us out of these positions because he's going to make the right pass, he's going to make the right play, he's going to take the right shot. So let's lean on our vets in those moments. Third quarter, we were up by 10. Went to bed thinking that everything is good, and we let the best shooter on the Grizzlies shoot them right back into the game. We have too many defensive lapses. I can almost understand the Jaren Jackson Jr.'s of the world applying pressure because we miss Jabari, right? We miss his length. I can almost accept that because we're giving up a big height difference when we're defending him. But everybody else, man, especially the guys that are known for shooting, we can't leave these guys open. I mean, that's just like elementary. But we'll get better. I'm sure that we're going to play these guys in the playoffs. So get used to it. Hopefully we can get healthy. And Jabari, the next time that we play the Grizzlies, bro, you just know already that you got to be defensive savvy and not get into foul trouble early or late for that matter. We need you for the entirety of the game. You got to play defense without fouling. If you can learn that, you go far, man. But they had too much. They had way more energy than us. They wanted it. They wanted it more. And that comes with them not wanting to get swept. It's understandable. But we need to learn how to close out games. It's been too many instances where you can't just say, oh, that was just a one-off. Been too many instances where we can't close out these games, guys. Got to do better. Fourth quarter, bad possession after bad possession, bad shot after bad shot. It was the perfect storm for a huge collapse, and that's what we had. I want to look at this play by Jalen Green. My guy, you can't tell me that this is a good shot, that you would take this in the last minute or two of the game. You're going over two defenders and like the hero ball, man. We have a deep lineup, a deep team, a deep roster, and we have to be able to use our strengths. And this is like a last ditch effort kind of play, like shot clock winding down kind of thing, and I'm sure we could have got a better shot than that. I'm sure that the coaching staff is looking at you and saying, bro, you couldn't have got a better shot than that, because there was somebody right there that you was able to dump off. I think that's Jayshawn Tate or Amen Thompson. You able to dump that off, and they getting a quick layup right there at the rim. So let's tone it back with the hero ball. I understand that you got a big weight on your shoulders, and you want to step into that role, especially when Şengün's down. But what we have to do, and this is where I talk about the experience that we need, right? This is why you can't let your head get too big when it comes to these announcers talking about we're ready to make a deep playoff run. Because it's experiences like these that we have to get past. It's the moments like we've had in this game. Coaching staff, I want y'all to keep clips of these games, man, so we're able to study and grow off of these moments. What do we do when there's nothing working for us offensively? Go to Fred. What do we do? Slow the ball, slow the game down. Let's get a good shot. And when we are up and trying to close a team out, let's not go away from the fundamentals and the basics and the stitching that binds our team together, which is great shot making, ball movement, chemistry, all of that stuff, man. We went away from it this game. We went away from our bread and butter, and we got punched in the mouth because of it. So what's for the birds, as you can probably already tell, is our clutch time offense, because we don't know how to close out games. We don't know how to have big leads and play good against the best teams. We don't know how to play with that target on our back. And the further we get along in this season, that bigger the target is going to get. And it's not going anywhere, y'all. So we got to get used to it. We got to get used to being comfortable, being uncomfortable, because that's where growth happens. Be comfortable being uncomfortable, because a skilled sailor isn't made through smooth waters. Player of the game, Dylan Brooks. Shout out to you, man. You understood the assignment. You were playing balls to the wall, and I know that's your old team, so I understand how you came out with that level of energy and tenacity tonight. Got to stay on the court, man. We need you, and I give you a pass because it's going to be tough when a guy got a foot on you. So I understand. Finally, because I'm here in Atlanta, I do watch the Atlanta Hawks, and some little bits that I did get from watching them on TNT last night is that their identity is getting out in transition and running. What I do want to say to that is when playoff basketball comes around, it becomes a half-court game. So you can play the transition running up and down the floor. You can play that game in the regular season, right? But in the playoffs, and I'm sure that's where y'all want to go, right? Y'all don't want y'all season to end at the end of the regular season. In the playoffs, that doesn't work. So I'm not saying not to invest time into transition offense, but if I had to choose between getting out fast, getting a quick shot, or us getting a timely good shot every single time down, I'd like to say that, right? Yeah, a good shot is good earlier on in the shot clock, as the Mike D'Antoni system has been proven, right? But Mike D'Antoni don't have a championship for a reason. It's the guys that are able to play well in the half-court offense that get championships. So focus on the half-court offense, and y'all will go far. Also, I hear that y'all are looking into seriously getting Brandon Ingram. That is a dynamite move. Go ahead and get him. Y'all got the number 1 pick. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher his name, but French guy had an amazing game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. If y'all can have 4 guys that are extremely tall and athletic, Brandon Ingram, the number 1 draft pick. If y'all are able to surround your team with very tall, athletic, versatile pieces, y'all could go far. So Brandon Ingram is definitely a step in the right direction. Go get him. And then you have Trae Young that's able to shoot it from anywhere on the court. Yeah, that's a recipe for success. So in the little bit of time that I did watch the Atlanta Hawks, that is my critique on those guys. But to the best of luck to those guys, man. May they go far. May they blow the doors off the ceiling when it comes to the Atlanta Hawks. But yeah, man, I'm liking that first round draft pick. May y'all do y'all's best, man. Peace.
I'm just famous, ooh, I'm just famous.